Taylor, first of all, congratulations on a pretty amazing season in the Kowicki Driver Development Program. Uh, for the folks that don't follow you on a weekly basis, give us the thumbnail of how things went over the course of the summer.
Well, thanks, Dave. It was very up and down, plenty of good weeks and then plenty of bad weeks. But I think that's just kind of how Thunder Road is and constantly learning, and the track is constantly changing. So, you're chasing it a lot of weeks, but a lot of growth overall this season. Obviously, I wish I did better in certain aspects, but lots to take away and lots to bring to 2026.
Your weekly track, Thunder Road up in Vermont. We were kind of joking before we started recording this that it's not a great track if you like collecting trophies because with their handicap system, running heat races every week instead of time trials. How close to the front did you start over the course of this season? Not very.
Not often were we up front, and if we did, we were lucky enough to grab a top three. We ended up with two third places, and those were our two trophies for the season. And because, like you said, it is hard to finish in the top three there. We've got 25 cars plus on the weekly basis, so it's a tough field really, and everybody's super competitive. But if you finish good, you're starting in the back the next week, and then it's really hard to make a lot of ground in those next 50 laps the next week. So it's tough, but we made it work and had fun with it.
This is only your second season as a late model driver. How different are you? What did you learn over the course of this season? How different are you today than you were a year ago today?
I think there's a lot of differences. You're constantly learning so much. I think confidence has been a big thing, and not necessarily as a driver, but I think this program has helped me so much off the track. Just, even with interviews and interacting with the fans and having a greater purpose to my racing than just racing for me, racing for my sponsors and then Alan's legacy. So I think that it's brought a bigger confidence level to me, and it's just been it's been a big difference, and I've seen so much growth in myself on and off the track, and things that maybe I made a move on the track and I'm like, I wouldn't have known to do that last year. And so, or maybe I was more aggressive in standing my ground, and just things that I kind of mark and I'm like, okay, good job. You're learning, like you're improving. And that's just, what we want to see is constant improvement.
In the confidence department, if memory serves, you had a little encouragement from Alan Kowicki himself taped to your dashboard most weeks this season, didn't you?
Yeah, so I have "If you don't believe, you don't belong," one of Alan's famous quotes taped on my dashboard. And I think it was a really good reminder because there's plenty of weeks, especially at Thunder Road, it is tough mentally there and it will beat you down. And so to be able to look at that and just kind of remind myself that I do belong there, but I have to be the one believing in it. And, if I'm not believing in it, my team's not going to be able to believe in me. And so I really needed to use that to bring the morales up and really help my confidence, but also to help the confidence in the people surrounding me and helping me. So that was something that I think I'll probably forever have on my dash. And it was really good to have there and have a little motivation to keep me going throughout the season.
You had to pick one highlight of the season. What would it be?
I think overall the 2025 Vermont Milk Bowl was a pretty big highlight. It wasn't like we went and won or did anything crazy, but I got to attribute and do a throwback scheme to Vermont or Thunder Road's only female track champion, Tracy Belrose. She was the 2000 track champion in a late model, and it was really cool to do her scheme. And then she ended up coming to the track, and having her there coaching me and cheering me on. It was just something really special that I don't think, you can ever replace that. Like, yeah, if you went and won, that's a different story. But this was just such a different type of memory because Tracy was there. Tracy was the real deal. She was a legend in what she did and such a trailblazer at the time. So having her there coaching me and cheering me on was really something special that I'll remember forever.
A lot of racers do this as kind of a family operation. Yours is earlobe deep in it. You raced against your dad a number of times this year. He's what, semi-retired, I guess is what he calls it, but he still comes out to play. Raced against your brother. I mean, the family is well turned out most weekends.
Yes, having all three of us in the Milk Bowl was a lot, but it was pretty special to get to, run side by side with my dad. Justin and I get to run weekly together, but getting to run side by side with dad was pretty cool. I even bumped into him just on purpose one time because I was like, this is fun. And I got to say I hit dad, and it was fun. It was good, hard racing. Of course, we're racing each other as hard as anyone else and want to finish in front of each other. But it was really cool and something I'll take away forever.
Also, one of the few times all year that you actually time trialed and you beat dad, right? So that's a big deal. I'm sure you didn't mention that to him afterward at all.
Yeah, no, it was funny. He time trialed first, and then I ended up bumping him down a spot. So it was pretty cool to time trial ahead of him, especially someone like him who's time trialed many, many times in his life. And it was pretty cool for all, like Justin out time trialed both of us. So it was pretty fun to get to the infield and get to beat each other up a little bit about it and joke around that we both beat dad. So it was a special moment to greet him in the infield and him be pretty proud of me for that.
If you had to just kind of put a bow on this season and just summarize the entire KDDP experience for you, what would you say?
I mean, it's such a great experience. This program is really, truly so special. It pushed me in so many different ways, especially community outreach. That added a lot to my plate, but in some of the best ways possible because it's so rewarding to get out into your community and serve your community and do anything you can. There were so many things that we did within our community that were just so rewarding, and you leave knowing that this is why you do this. You might have a bad day on the track, but you kind of leave and you're like, you know what? This is why I am doing what I'm doing. I love to make the fans happy and serve the community and know that I'm giving back and for a greater purpose and kind of trying to embody Alan's mentality and spirit. So this program has done so much for me and I'm so eternally grateful for it. But it's helped me grow so much and I can't wait to continue on my racing career and bring all these things that I've learned and just everything from the program forward. It's definitely something that will stay within me forever.
It seemed like every week during the summer you were out there working for some cause or some charity or something that touches your heart and you feel strongly about. But the Race to Read program at Thunder Road was a big one for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's super special. I've been one of their drivers, so to speak, for the past 4 years. And so it's really special to kind of be able to bring that into the Kawiki program and just continue on with that. It's really special to get to go up to the Race to Read booth and greet the fans, even if it's a busy race day. There was plenty of weeks that I couldn't make it up there. And I'm really grateful that the program really understands that we have really busy weeks. But it's so special to get to go see those fans and sign some autographs and hand out some Alan Kawicki factoid cards to kind of let them know who he was, but also encourage them to read. I was one of the kids that really enjoyed reading, unlike many of my friends and siblings. So I really feel like I can actually speak for the program and help kind of encourage kids to read, but also with race cars because race cars make everything better. So it's definitely a very rewarding program and definitely a pleasure to be a part of.
Congratulations on an amazing season. I enjoyed watching it unfold, usually from afar, but a couple of times from up close. It was a heck of a ride. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate that.